Charles Lindbergh just had a nice thing. No one was looking. They think it's a conspiracy theory. Who else do we know about? She had a wasted childhood.
Palmer Putnam that the test was okay, all set for equatorial circumnavigation.
Famous for a flight.
Her dad was wasted. They got divorced and shit. The mom was just a typical mom. Just the dad was drunk. That's the first time I heard the word sober. I actually thought it meant drunk, but it just meant opposite of that. And then she was a tomboy. She's a little fuckboy, and she would chill around with the boys all the time. She'd make roller coasters, make shift do, and wood, and just fucking go down them with little like wagons, and in her backyard before her dad would get home and be drunk, she'd go down them. And she made a wooden cartridge. And she made a wooden seat that would go down a ladder type deal, but it worked in the way of a roller coaster.
Then the void. Flying to Howland Island, she disappeared without a trace.
Would work, because she was a genius, and she loved rides. She went to the fair, and that's what made her think she wanted to be an astronaut.
Navigator Captain Noonan, she set out to try it the other way around.
Aero pilot. A lady pilot. The very first lady pilot to fly the sea, to be exact. And she went home, she just made the shit out of whatever she could. With all this stuff around her house. It was brave props. She was good at it. But before she realized all of that, she went to the fair and she saw this. And she just really wanted to be in the air since then. That roller coaster looked really nice. It was really shoddy, really wooden, really old school.
So I'm not unaccustomed to this at all. It's rather a pleasure.
She could go down that, and she did. And then her dad got home drunk and yelled at her, and her mom got upset. But it was fine. She was just being creative. And then she went to college, and she climbed the library. She was the first girl to climb the library. Well, the first human to climb the library, but the first girl human to climb the library. And she was known for that. That was a big accomplishment of hers. She climbed the library. No one else in her school would climb that library, but she climbed that library. Because she loved air, she loved being up high, she loved heights. So she did that shit, and then she flew all the way across the Atlantic by herself and disappeared. In the Bermuda Triangle, which I think happens to be a coincidence, because that's a shitty area. You just lose cell service.
Well, it was very interesting as always.
You just lose everything, and you can get lost there. But she was making a big accomplishment by the first female, aside from, you know. But Amelia Earhart followed his footsteps with his encouragement and his inspiring flight across the sea. Charles Lindbergh was... But she made the mistake of going over that wrong degree of the ocean on our grid map, because when you mix those 3 points with those lines, the Bermuda Triangle, she was bound to be doomed. And she was, but she was a brave soul. Amelia Earhart. That bitch.
5 years earlier, that made her the first woman to fly the Atlantic.
In conclusion, Amelia Earhart is a brave lady. She was like a dyke. She was beautiful. She was definitely a girl, but in that time she was viewed as a dyke because she had some balls to fucking cross the goddamn Atlantic Ocean by herself without no fucking iPhone or any way to tell anyone where the fuck she was at. Like, she had no Foursquare to check in when she was eating dinner.
I myself am particularly interested in the reaction of the human being to all aspects of flying.
She just fucking flew. And then turns out she crossed the wrong spot at the wrong time, and you know how that works? Goner. She was a goner. And she's gone. She landed in that triangle, and she's forever gone, but balls. She may be gone, but her balls are still here with me in my heart. And Amelia Earhart is the best bitch with balls. Better than Caitlyn Jenner.
You mean that 180 pounds of gasoline you figure would be more useful than 180 pounds of husband?
You've guessed right.